Innovative.
What's the deal? It's your man Deshaun Showtime Watkins Woozy.
I'm cool ass Cam, the coolest on the planet.
Man, here we go, man. Listen, welcome to the culture of Comptonmania. Woozy. Cam, we got a dope guest today, man.
So tell me about it.
Man, look, first of all, I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then I'll get to him.
What's up, everybody? It's Carter Benton, city of Compton, here. Thanks for having me, bro.
Man, for sure, man. It's an honor to have you on, man. I got to keep it real. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, this is Carter Benton from Compton, California. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
First time I seen you is on Instagram. Okay. I seen this young kid who was wearing the crown.
Yeah.
And it was like Compton situation. I said, yo, who is this dude? He fresh. Mm-hmm. Like, what was that about, Carter? And when did it happen? Talk to me about that.
Okay. So when you saw me at that point with the crown was when I was in the pageant. So the People's Choice, I was the Compton People's Choice. And so it was a part of a pageant where the community voted for who they wanted to represent them in the pageant.
Wow.
So I got on the pageant, and I already knew what I wanted to do. I knew what my goals were. My goals were building our youth, inner city youth, bringing resources to them, shining a spotlight on us, right? And I think my background behind that was in my family, many don't know this, but I come from a family who has my grandmother, my mother, entrepreneurs.
Okay.
You know, I come from a family of entrepreneurs, people in the entertainment industry, more business, some people in politicians, doctors, whatever. So they're well connected, and so whenever I aspired to do something, I had a goal, I had that support. You know what I mean? I had. Even if I didn't know how to go about it, there was
somebody there that can kind of back you.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I look over to my neighbors. I look around my community. They didn't have those same kind of support systems in their households.
Right.
Question, real quick. And how old are you around this time?
At that time, I think I was 17.
17,
I was 17.
Cam? But go ahead.
No. Yeah, we could even go back further. But the biggest thing that I'm thinking and what I'm hearing right now is that you always had, like you say, a solid support system.
Yeah.
For sure.
No matter which direction you wanted to go in, you had somebody in that field that was able to guide you in the right direction.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's dope because, like you say, a lot of people, especially coming from these inner cities and communities, a lot of people call them the ghetto, but
the ghetto.
But this is the thing is that we all come from there, right? But at the same time, the opportunities are different.
Exactly.
Because you may have somebody who is connected. And I look at the music industry today and a lot of things like that, and a lot of these young artists that end up making this because their aunt or their uncle or somebody was in the group back in the 70s or the 80s. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Like they always had a connection to make it possible. So that's dope that you had that.
The support team is the biggest thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Is the biggest thing. Who's going to be there telling you doing it, bro? Stay focused.
Because it's easy to get discouraged, right?
It is easy to get discouraged.
So how many times, let me ask that, how many times on this journey do you feel like you've gotten discouraged and it took one of these people solid foundation in your corner in the background to actually get you back on track?
Okay. What I'm going to say is, I'll say this. So I'm going to say at the end of my term as the People's Choice, right?
Right.
So this is over a year of me being in the community, starting projects. I did my first big project and whatever put together. I always had one of my friends who rode with me to a whole bunch of events. Yeah. They were popping with me. People who wasn't even from Compton rolling with me. Why? Because they're a part of my support group.
Right.
So by at that point, I was leaving the pageant and I was just thinking, I'm not done. I'm not tired. But at the same time, I was like, shoot, I'm tired. I didn't spend so much money, so much energy, getting out here trying to be positive, bring support to these things I care about. Is it worth keep going, or should I just stick focus on what is going in my life, building myself up,
Right.
my own career path. And then one of my friends, he don't care nothing about politics. He don't care but nothing about community. He was only there because he was supporting me. But he
Right.
comes to me and he goes, Carter, when I actually have two friends.
Okay.
One came up to me and he was almost about to cry. And he's one of those types, you want to stay,
Yeah.
masculine, I don't cry, I don't do all that. But he
Yeah.
was like, bro, you encourage me. And he's 21. And he's like, you encourage me, bro. Everything you've been working on, trying to uplift the youth, and change the way people look at your city. You make me want to be a better version of myself.
Yeah.
And then another friend who has really been at every event with me, he goes, bro, Compton is not what I thought it was. Working with you, it's not what people make it look like. And that's one of my second biggest goals,
So you think people get a negative perception of Compton?
For sure, man. Like, people think NWA, gangster rap, you know what I'm saying? They think the messed up streets or whatever. They think, or crime. And I'm like, yo, if you actually spend some time with our community, talk to
Right.
our neighbors, bro.
Yep.
The whole city's composed of a variety of different talents and abilities and people. There's so much I can find within my own city. People be going, oh, Carson this, Inglewood, oh, this popping. I could find everything in a city. And that's what I've been able to learn over these years, serving.
Yeah, and it's a lot of stuff you'll find in Compton that you won't find in other cities. It's
Facts.
like you can go to Compton and go
Facts.
learn how to ride horses. You can
Exactly,
do
I was
that
just
in
gonna
every
say
city.
that. You
know what I'm saying?
For real.
Yes. Facts.
You can go to Compton and find wrestling in the
Exactly.
inner city. You know what I'm saying? And get a
Exactly.
free show and bring your whole family.
Show.
Man.
But it's like these are the things that we try to push to people, especially when it comes to promoting positivity. It's like, we do have positive things in the community. It's things out here that we
Exactly.
can't.
But that's not what's promoted. Think
Nah.
about that.
But that's social media.
Think
too.
of the perception
social
that's
media
shown.
as a
Yeah.
whole. If you look at it, it's gonna highlight the negative things, the
Exactly.
things that trigger emotions and
Exactly.
things like that. But what I said earlier on another show, I could tell you, is that we have positive emotions too. So why not trigger those?
Exactly.
Why do we always have to trigger ourselves in negative ways? It's like we go watch horror movies to scare ourselves. It's like, why, but now we're gonna watch these car chases that end in, you know what I'm saying? It's like we're doing stuff like that.
It's like that. That's why we're glad to have you on the show too, because just like how you said with your friend, that's exactly what I was going to say. When you see somebody that's young, pure, like you go back to your pure young self, right? Before you got to the I'm finna, that pure young self where you just like, you know what, this is what I want to do. And when you see somebody young sticking to the course, when you seen yourself at that age veering off, like really like being stuck in one place, and when you see somebody who's making those maneuvers, and I know it's hell still, I know it's hell. Sometimes it could be life or death type of hell internally, but the fact that you keep going is like, yo, we need to talk to this person. Like what motivates you? What drives you? You're at a young age thinking about your neighbors. You're at a young age thinking about people that's around you. A lot of young people don't have that kind of. It's
They're thinking
mostly
about
selfish.
themselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So where does that come from? Where? Yeah.
Who else is gonna do it? When you think about it, what other teenager or young adult is caring or even has the energy and thinking, I could be a part of the solution. I can step up.
Each one teach one.
Exactly. So sometimes I'd be like, I could have those thoughts and be like, I really don't have to. Like, I could really focus on, I run a business, as my main job, a successful one. And
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Wait a minute.
All right, so no, let's talk
okay,
about
I'll
the
go
business
into that,
a little
but
bit.
you get what I mean, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, I could, but at the end of the day, if I stayed focused on that, that would be selfish of me when I see, and I have these concerns in my city. If I have the education,
Right.
I know how the system works. I know politics. I'm a political science major, so I understand, and so it's really about being starting it first, being a role model, you know, for people who are the exact same age.
I have so many questions right now. I just said,
let's
because you
go.
said a lot, and now all the questions are here.
Okay, let's go. What's your question?
Well, what are your goals with the political science major?
Okay, what my goals are, I want to start a foundation that caters to the inner city youth.
Okay.
You know, bringing support to them. Things like financial literacy projects, you know, things that keeps them out of the streets, and, you know, all the other things that deters them in life. And if they have a goal, bringing them the networking opportunities that they need to reach those goals.
The type of things that we don't get in public schools today.
And another thing, getting them to understand their rights. You know, how to, because if I get pulled over with law enforcement, I'm going to be scared just because I'm, you know,
but we're kind of bred to be like that, though.
Exactly.
Especially coming from the places we come from.
Exactly. And think about this. I'm very well educated on how to handle a stop with law enforcement officers.
Right.
I still shake when I get pulled over. So think about somebody my age who doesn't know what to say, doesn't know how to handle themselves. Those people, there's kids my age on my street, man, who are like that. They don't know. We haven't been equipped with that knowledge. So bringing those kind of resources, you know what I mean? So I want to do
hold like seminars and things like that, and give demonstrations to people of like how to handle those situations.
Yeah, I want to do things like that. Yeah, bring in, you know, district attorneys, you know, law enforcement
people
officers,
that could help them.
Exactly. Yeah. People who are on their side, people who are in the system, but they're on their side.
In the system and on
their side.
That sounds like a commercial. That's in the system, but on your side. Your side.
That's the reality, though, because people end up in bad situations and then they really don't know who's on their side.
Facts.
You know,
and also using that degree, using my knowledge in political science to work with our local governments. Because my whole mindset right now is we all know what's going on at the federal level, what kind of position we're in. So what does that mean? Our local governments now more than ever need to be doing the work to protect us, strengthen us. So I want to dive in for sure with our governments, and yeah.
Nah, I really like the youth thing. I think the youth thing is always important, because like without the guidance, anything can happen too. But also too, just to know, like after I saw that video on Instagram, I started seeing like you at all the events. I remember Funk Not Fight.
Yeah,
Funk Not Fight. You know, the Boosie Collins situation. You was there. You're everywhere. You're at the backpack giveaways.
Shout out to the Boosie Collins Foundation.
Yeah, shout out to the Boosie Collins Foundation.
On the show,
But yeah, like seeing you everywhere, you're like really active in your community is really commendable. Like,
thank you. But that goes into, like I said, my other goal, changing the perception of the city, highlighting the things that people don't see about Compton. You know?
I like the fact that you say that, because that's something that we share in common. I know it's a couple of Compton people. I think we kind of share the image, like how people portray Compton to be. Now, don't get me wrong, we do got that edge. we got that edge for sure
from Compton.
but Compton people, and I say this all the time, they gonna tell you the truth. Like whether you believe it or not, they love you, but they gonna tell you.
I think it is about like outside people, the way they perceive Compton. I'm gonna tell you why I feel like it's like that.
Okay.
Compton's always been unincorporated, right? So you're already asking to be an outsider. So yeah, all these other cities and places that are, you know, incorporated within the county and getting everything that the county, you know, all these benefits and everything, yeah, they're gonna look at everybody else a certain type of way. It's like, why you don't want to be over here with us? But Compton is so self-sufficient. to where you don't really need nobody else.
Exactly. And
you
that's
can
what
do
we're
everything
learning.
yourself in Compton.
Yeah.
You got ranches. You could grow all your own food. You could do like everybody that lives in Compton could really, survive off of Compton.
Do our own.
Facts. We still got an apple and orange tree in Nana's backyard for
But that's
sure.
what I mean.
And a lemon tree right next door. Which one you want?
That's real. And I think that comes from, I know there's another city, don't quote me on this, but it was incorporated the same time that Compton was in LA County, but they're in, I'm not gonna say Pasadena, I don't know, but
Is it Vernon?
No, it wasn't Vernon, but
Vernon?
Vernon. No, it wasn't Vernon.
I'm like, is something on fire?
No. But it was incorporated around the same time, and it's thriving. And the difference is around the same size, and it's LA County. The difference is when Compton was incorporated, the city had rejected a lot of the resources and things that the county wanted to offer. Whereas the other city, they was like, yeah. So when there was some earthquake that happened a while back, and it kind of
Northridge?
That was 94. So it had to be before that.
Damn,
and it shook, and we had to deal with a lot.
Yeah.
We had to deal with a lot. So the city, because they didn't accept all the things that came with LA County, they kind of had to bring in those funds and that support on their own and fix things on their own. So yeah, we were shaped from the municipal side and from the community side on the streets. We kind of just developed a mentality of doing it on our own, and hey.
Man, hey, see, this is what I'm talking about. You got the young ones doing it, the young ones. So I want to ask you this question too. So by you being so busy, are you dating?
Okay. You know what?
You ain't even got look. You ain't even got to. Don't even stress about it.
No. I get
like
that.
a complicated answer.
Like,
it's not.
look
It's complicated, but it's not complicated.
Okay.
I'm trying to find somebody, but I have to stay true to my standards.
That's right.
That's the real thing.
Well, I feel like a lot of it is the places you frequent, right? So with the things that you do, I feel like the places that you end up at right now with your business and things like that, that's where you're going to find the right person, you know?
Exactly. That's true.
You go outside of that, it's going to be hard because they may not have the same type of mindset as you or something like that, you know?
It's like, but at the same time, okay, so like for instance, if I'm staying where I could find that where I'm working or whatever. It was the first time I was in the Compton Christmas Parade. I was still in the pageant. I had met this girl. She had went to, I think, Dominguez Hills. I'm 17 or whatever. She's a senior. I meet her, and her team had wanted to take a picture with me after. And so I go up, I take a picture. She's like, "Can I put my hand on you or whatever?" I'm like, "Okay," but my hands are like this. I'm like, "Don't say I was trying to pull, in the community." So I'm sitting like this, and she got her hand up on me or whatever, and she takes a picture. So we end up texting or whatever, and it kind of just went dry and kind of like ghost or whatever. But the thing is, she hit me up when she got a little energy. She hit me up and was like, well, I've been walking home from school and I see, these abandoned buildings or whatever. And do you think City Hall knows about that? Or do you think the council or the mayor knows about that? And I said, yeah, they know, but I said, there's certain things, there's a whole thing to that. And she was like, so how would we solve that or whatever? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, girl, you was just feeling me and then you went ghost, but you want to hit me about, pulling something together. But then I thought about it. At the end of the day, I'm an advocate for my city. I'm an advocate for our youth. And here I am. I have a girl in front of me who she cared enough to, get involved. She sees something that she wants to have changed in her community. So who am I not to give her that support she needed? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Connect her, because she didn't know. She was coming to me for that knowledge on how to enact that change. So I told her, I said, this is what you do. I'll help you get all the information you need together, come to a city council meeting, and tell them to their face.
Because that's what it is. It's a procedure. It's a process you got to go through in order to even get in that room.
And have all your facts. Have all your facts.
But once you get in that room, for sure, you got to have them facts because you got to make sure you know what you're talking about.
Wait a minute. Hold on. We're not finna just sweep this under the rug. That was huge. Did you hear what he just said?
He dropping gems, and I'm letting him drop them. We gotta let him keep dropping them. Come on.
I know, but we gotta do you hear?
Man, they gotta get the replay. They know what's up. They gotta listen. They gotta pay attention.
He removed his own emotions out of the way to do the good deed, bro.
Right. I want to know what your business is.
Okay, business. So here's the thing. This is I love this part about. My family started straight from my great-grandmother, my great-grandparents. They started an adult residential facility for adults with and without, with developmental disabilities.
I know
so
about
mental,
those.
mental and physical disabilities. My great-grandparents started it. My grandmother took over. My mother took over. I'm now working with my mother to take over and
Family
to run it. But you guys got to realize, number one, is the business about serving, taking care of people. And it's, how do I say this? This business has been going on for 50 plus years.
Wow.
So this is what I mean. This is real business inside the city of Compton. This isn't Carson. No shade to Carson, but this isn't Carson, Inglewood, whatever, the Guardian. This is Compton.
But I want to say something why this is so big, right? Because it was a time during the Ronald Reagan era of presidency where he got rid of all the mental health programs, medicine and everything, right? So a lot of people that had these mental health issues ended up on Skid Row or just out on the street somewhere, But to have a business like that, now like that's something they've been going on for 50 years. So I'm pretty sure y'all family ended up taking in a lot of those people during that era.
True. Well, I wouldn't know at that time,
but I believe that's probably what happened.
It could be, and that ties into with the whole girl talk, going into the girl talk, because you got to realize at the end of the day, I'm working as an entrepreneur basically, or running a business. I have the title of an executive administrative assistant.
Yeah.
I'm working it. This is a stable business, and so when it comes to girls, this is when I talk about standards.
Talk.
Girls, honestly, bro, the thing that's hard for me, these girls, it's hard to find somebody who cares about somebody who has a good head on their shoulders, doing something, actually moving.
You might need an older woman.
Hey
man, I'm just saying.
Cougar.
It's not a bad thing, you know. They didn't already have
Yeah.
And now it's time to figure things out. And now you got a business going. A lot of times that's they end up looking for a man that's stable and got a business.
And I have to stay. I have to tell myself, Carter, stay focused, because I can't dwell too much on just trying to get out in that game. I gotta just stay focused on what I'm doing. And honestly, I do have those thoughts where I have all this on my plate. I'm meeting with city manager. I'm meeting with council members to express my concerns or whatever, trying to implement things, and then the business on a day-to-day. And I kind of, knowing that I'm going to go even higher soon, I want somebody who at the end of the day, they are where I find solace.
That's that peace.
It's my person. We all have friends or whatever, but to have that one person who is a priority to you and you are a priority to them, and you can just ramble about your day. They're gonna give you that. They're gonna be your main piece to your support team. So that's where it's kind of like, dang, I wish I had that. But
it takes time to build to that, though.
Does.
It don't happen overnight. That's not somebody you meet and then the next day, it's like that. It takes time to actually get to know people. You go through things with people, so.
And I'm talking to somebody right now, though.
Okay.
I found somebody. It took forever. I thought it was impossible, and it only came after a prayer. I was like, God, I may not be ready for it. I may not be ready, but come on. I need. Hey, if it fails, it fails. But come on, just let me know. So and she came around. She's smart.
Nice.
Smart and everything.
Yeah, she is passionate about giving back as you are.
Is she as passionate as well?
About giving back as you are.
Giving back. Okay,
like I'm saying, as much of a selfless person as you are.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. And that's when it's gonna come down to, like, you know, because it could come to the day where she look at you like, well, you do so much for other people, you don't do nothing for me, or you don't do nothing for yourself, or, you know, how would you navigate a situation like that? So you know what I'm saying?
I get what you mean.
It takes that much for that person to have that mutual understanding and respect for what
your
you
grind
do
and what you're doing. Yeah. And she hit me, and you know, she understands my availability too. She understands my schedule. So even if it's just at the end of the day, maybe I'm not even able to talk until 3 a.m. She'll wait. You know, I was like, I can't stay on the phone. I'm about to head here and getting ready. She was like, okay, I hope it goes well. Text me when you're out. Those are points right there. I was like, did I hit the gold mine? Like, I know I'm only 19, but you need a ring. I mean, but yeah. And she got it going on for herself too. She's about to go to school. She wants to be a doctor, and she got it going.
Man, that's what's up, man. So here's a question. You got all these things that you doing. Is there like some way you might be stepping up the ladder somewhere?
You know what? A lot of people have been coming to me talking about city council and things like that. I'm sure that's probably what you're referring to, going for public office. I see that in my future. Public office, it really just, it's the timing. It's the timing. It depends on the state that my city's in. You know, as of right now, I'd care a lot about the future of Compton. And I'm looking for the best ways that I can serve. But right now, I'm focused on the work that's in front of me. Yeah, I'm focused on the work that's right ahead.
Man.
And if the situations were to change and I see that now's the time, you know.
That's crazy.
Then I will. You're going to see Carter Benton for Compton, you know, on your ballots, you know.
Dang, that's wow, man.
Yeah, man.
It's been super dope talking to you.
Thank you.
Is there anything that you want to leave, like a lasting message, and then also tell people where they can follow you and
look straight into that camera when you do it right there.
What's up, everybody? I'm gonna speak to our younger people. Younger people, you can step up. Whatever, if you feel like you're not all that, if you feel like you don't have it all, hit me. Hit your local leaders. I want you to understand that it's not a cliche saying that we are the future. Find your groove and grind and be the difference. And then to our older crowd, it's time to pour in. Accept the younger leadership. Help them grow. Help them learn how to take over the right way. And yeah, everybody, my name's Carter J. Benton. Follow me at Carter for Compton on Instagram. And it was great being here. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Man,
it was fun.
For sure, man. They make you think the moon is the sunlight, but it doesn't shine the same. I heard that from a poet. One poet said that.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm Deshaun Showtime Watkins, man. It's been a pleasure to interview, sit down, talk to you, Carter, man. I know we see each other going and passing through and stuff, but I'm proud of you, fam. Keep doing your thing. Like, just to see somebody young out there focused, doing their thing, and how you say going after it even though you're in the midst of adversity. Like, I think that's really strong. Being able, the will to want to fight for other people and be an advocate. Like, I always try to make it clear to like a lot of young people when I'm talking to them, we don't need another crash out. We didn't had a lot of martyrs. We didn't had a lot of guys who they wind up, their kids be here trying to figure it out without that guidance. So when we see somebody young that's out there doing it, we definitely want to put the light, spotlight, and just continue to give you good energy to keep going. You know, I believe in Jesus, so in Jesus' name, man, like, you know,
100%.
Yeah, so this is the culture of Comptonmania. Follow Comptonmania on everything. Join our members only, $3.99, $9.99, woozy.
Y'all can tap in with me at COOLAZZCAM. Tap in with our website, www.theinnovativeculture.com. Follow us on Instagram at innovative.culture. The culture of Comptonmania. Yeah, it's been a long day already. I'm telling you, I'm about 4-5 shows in, bro. The culture of Comptonmania. And subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/innovativeculture.
In Compton, Carter's coming for you, bleep. Dun-dun-dun-dun.